I hit it. Anyway, what's your fuck you of the week? Stu.
Now I had two, but now I have three.
Hold on, Stu. What's your fuck you of the week, Stu? I say this is my goddamn show. All right.
I had two, but now I have three. My first fuck you of the week goes to shitty bookers, just shitty wrestling bookers. It's not hard to book wrestling, so when you book it like trash, fuck you. Somebody should take your pen away from you, die in a fire. Fuck all of y'all.
That hard. It's really not that hard. That's good.
It's really not. Like it's really not hard to write wrestling. Like I remember I was talking with Zeus on one of our episodes, and I booked a whole angle of Cesaro versus Brock Lesnar. And when I said it to him, he was like, and I was like, let me tell you. Because this is around the time when Cesaro was still in the bar with with Sheamus. And Brock was he was in that second year of him running, around having these suplex matches and all that shit. I was basically going to build a feud between Cesaro and Sheamus. Sheamus was going to do an injury angle. Cesaro was going to be off TV for about 3 months, right? It builds up to October for Hell in a Cell. That's where Cesaro gets the big win, blow off of the feud. Cesaro starts getting big win after big win after big win on television, to the point to where the fans start to notice, oh shit, they're giving him a push, right? In passing, just in the hallway, in passing.
Correct.
Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman are passing him, and they stop, and Heyman's looking at Cesaro like, this guy. Brock's looking at him like,
this guy.
Right. And they just continue, right? The whole story I was going to tell is Paul Heyman trying to court Cesaro into a fight with Brock Lesnar. And it was all going to accumulate, it was all going to culminate till the Royal Rumble that year. And basically, I had two thought processes of how to book that, because Cesaro would be going over. I was like, either a 20-minute kick-ass match, Brock Lesnar's doing his suplexes, maybe hits him with an F5 or whatever. But the story that I wanted to tell was at one point when Paul Heyman's trying to court Cesaro and Cesaro keeps declining him, he's getting all, are you scared of the Beast? And then Cesaro would be like, he's not worth my time. He's not worth your time. Then all of a sudden Cesaro's having a great match with somebody like a Seth Rollins or something on TV. Lesnar comes running out in the middle of this match, starts beating the shit out of Cesaro, hits him with an F5, stands over him with the title going, am I worth your time now? You build that to the Rumble. I had two thoughts, either a 20-minute match or ding, 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 Lesnar rushes at him, Cesaro pops him up, uppercut, neutralizer, 1, 2, 3. It's a quick match, pops the crowd. That's the what the fuck just happened moment.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that year, Brock beat Samoa Joe with 1 F5. Brock beat fucking Braun Strowman with 1 F5. And they were just taking all these guys that should have been monsters and just hitting that wall called Brock Lesnar.
Burying the Rock.
Then you have Cesaro. Exactly. Then you have Cesaro just go up and fucking smash Lesnar. 1, 2, 3. It'd be fucking great.
Yeah.
It's not hard to book wrestling, so fuck you, bad wrestling bookers. That's number one. Number two, I fucking hate my job. I hate the people at my job. I hate the processes at my job. Like I literally, we have a Slack chat in our job, right? Like, just this open chat room for everybody. We have our own statuses and stuff. My status just says, why are we like this? Because we do everything the hard way. I pointed out to my bosses, and all they think is like, he's just upset all the time. And I'm like, no.
Man.
Yeah, fuck them.
Man.
I'm just saying.
I know that song. I sang it for years. Brent, stop talking. It's not your time.
That's my number two. My number three is fuck WWE. Just fuck them. Fuck them. Like, releasing the people that they did, I know it happens all the time, right? It used to happen back in the day frequently. Then they stopped doing it. Then they started hiring people and giving them 5-year contracts for a stupid amount of money just because they were like, we don't want them going to an Impact. We don't want them going to a New Japan. We don't want them going to wherever the fuck they can make money and shit. Because the Young Bucks, as shitty as they can be and as not believable as they can be, they did prove to every other wrestler in the world that you can make a living outside of WWE.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, you can fucking travel and do all these different shows and make a decent living outside of WWE and have the creative freedom to do what you want to do. Granted, a lot of their stuff is shit, but that's not the point. The point is, they're not a business. They're not businessmen. They're a businessman.
Hashtag
like
wrestling.
I'm just saying. Like WWE, I watched a video the other day, and it really just hit me in the soul, and it made me sad. It was a video of CM Punk's last Ring of Honor match, right? He had a match with Colt Cabana. They did this whole thing where they were doing a tribute to CM Punk, because I don't know if you guys watched Ring of Honor back in the day, but they did that whole storyline where...
I know specifically exactly what you're talking about right now, yeah.
You know, where he did that storyline where he was going to sign a contract with the WWE, then he won the title, and he signed his contract on the title.
I do have that DVD. And whatever, I don't even know who the rookie was that was in the ring with him, but it was some rookie that held the ROH belt for him.
Yeah.
Signed his WWE contract.
While he signed it. Yeah.
Came back.
Fucking beautiful heel work.
Yeah, one match.
But his last match in Ring of Honor, like they did this whole tribute show to CM Punk, and because he was a big part of that company. When his music hit and he came out, the fans were giving him all this love. You see, like, he's sad because he's sad because he doesn't want to leave this. You see the fucking love and passion that man had for wrestling. Yeah. Like, just the absolute love. Then he gets in the ring, drops to his knees, and they shower him with streamers. Then he proceeds to have a dope fucking match with at the time, his best friend. And then at the end of the match, everyone's chanting, "Thank you, Punk." You see how much he loves that, and I watched that, and I went, WWE fucking took that shit to an alley and murdered that. Like, they literally took his passion, they went, "You like that, pal? Ha! We're gonna kill that shit, pal." Like, they really killed that man's...
Not even to an alley. Remember that scene in Goodfellas where the wig guy kept talking about his money, and they were like, "Oh, we're just gonna take you out for dinner, just put him in the car." They didn't even go to the alley.
Facts. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited to see him show up in AEW.
He's not showing up.
And I'm excited because if he does, he'll have the creative freedom that he wants to, and we'll see if he's actually as good as he says he is. Right?
That's one problem. Colt Cabana's the other problem, and also, I don't think he's actually confirmed.
Associated with it?
He's still an employee of AEW. I don't think he's gonna go to AEW. I think maybe he will, but I don't think.
I think he will. It's just building perfect, yo. Their first show is going to be in the United Center, which WWE hasn't touched since '96. Like,
that's crazy.
It's going to be, yeah, it's crazy because the United Center is a dope fucking arena. Like, I don't know, but fuck WWE. Like, they take everyone's joy and they're just like, yeah, fuck you, fuck your wrestling. It's like when you're watching WWE, it's like all year you're sifting through shit looking for bright spots, whereas when you watch anything else, you're usually seeing a lot of bright spots with spots of shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's fair.
Like, how do you release a Braun Strowman? That dude should have been a fucking monster on the roster.
Hell.
How do you release a Mercedes Martinez? That woman should have been the veteran presence of the women's division. Like, and the Lucha, like, everyone that they've released, they could have made something out of them, but WWE, like, I feel like every decision that they're making now is because they're trying to get set up to sell either to Universal or to some other buyer that's basically going to be like, yeah, we don't fucking care about wrestling, so put whatever the hell you want on your show.
Correct.
And it's just going to make the shit unwatchable. But what they did to me that really bothers me, to which they're one of my fuck yous of the week, they made me stop caring about NXT. Because
that's true.
I could sit here and watch NXT back in the day when it was an hour-long show, and you had to find it on the network. Like, it wasn't on national television, and you fucking actually watched it. There were fun shows to watch. The angles were dope. That's what pro wrestling should be. And then they go to the main roster. And then they shit on everything. Now, I look at it from two perspectives. Me as a fan, seeing a Karrion Kross show up on Raw, I'm like, that's cool. But the fact that they didn't give him his entrance, he doesn't have Scarlett with him, they have him come out as the fucking NXT champion and lose on national television. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, they're burying the NXT champion on the main roster.
Beating the NXT out of him is what one report said. By the way, Zeus is in the chat right now.
Hey, Zeus, I was about to say, do you have a fuck you of the week? Because you can come up here.
Zeus is in the chat.
If you want to hop up, you can come up for a second.
He just said, don't talk.
Fuck yeah, get Zeus in here, yo.
Elemental
He's not wrong though. NXT is a developmental brand, and it always has been.
How did we even get here? Cause I swear I don't recognize shit here.